on the other hand,
the background
has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Eating that up. CaveFam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the Man Cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good Thursday. We're almost there, y'all. Almost to Friday. Hope everyone finishes strong, y'all. Like, I'm hoping to finish strong, but hey, we're back. We're back with another reaction. I just want to say thank you guys. That video yesterday, it just took off and it just kept taking off. Usually it takes off and then hits that plateau and just stays at that level. So I appreciate everyone that was out there showing love. I appreciate all the new Cave family that hit that subscribe button, y'all. Over here, we like to keep it positive. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. And we got one more day with this green screen. It's out for delivery. I'm not going to sit here and wait for my UPS guy to get here. He usually comes in the evening. So one more day with this green screen. I ain't gonna talk your guys' ears off. Enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the reaction and check out this little coaster I got out in Jerome, Arizona, y'all. It's a little beagle, and that's all green from the green screen, but it's a little beagle coaster because y'all know I love my beagles. But hey, let's get into the reaction.
Let's talk about the sun being weird lately. More on this in a minute. And yes, it's real. I was on Twitter this morning and I came by this post.
Yeah.
And in this post, he is literally saying that these tomatoes are cooking from the inside out. Like, you can literally smell them being cooked. What's going on? I don't ever remember a time in the past where our vegetables got cooked in the garden.
See here, same thing's happening. They're burning and turning to goo. Like they're being cooked from the inside. Here's another one. This thing was completely fine yesterday, overnight. That happens. It's all burnt right there, literally singed. And you can smell it. It smells like a cooked tomato. It's really, really weird. But it's true. That guy from Georgia wasn't lying. Think about what the sun's doing to you. It's doing this to a tomato.
That's crazy. I think we've all noticed a huge difference in the sun, especially the way it makes us feel. I'm part Cherokee, and every summer I get dark brown. I've been in the sun for hours so many times, and it's done nothing to me. Not to mention, I've literally showed you guys where things are burning down outside that otherwise would not normally burn. And this record heat wave we're having, this was like in China or something. Bizarre. And with the crazy sun and crazy heat, look at all these freaking fires. And also in the last few days, someone took a bite out of the sun. It's just, y'all, it's weird. It's not normal. And we're not even gonna get into the magnetic field right now. Maybe later. Let me know what y'all are thinking down in the comments.
All right, y'all, we got a lot of Kamala clips coming up. Be patient. Crazy things going on. A lot of her passes coming up. It's not all Kamala for the rest of this video, but we got a good 5 minutes of some Kamala clips, y'all, because we just got to wake the people up.
Who raised me and my sister was a proud woman. She was a brown woman. She was a woman with a heavy accent.
And her mother, Shamla Gopalan, was also the biggest influence in Kamala Harris's life.
The answer is absolutely yes, Joe.
After the big announcement, Harris's sister wrote in a Twitter post, "You can't know who Kamala Harris is without knowing who our mother was." In 1958, a precocious 19-year-old Indian, Gopalan traveled thousands of miles from her home and family to pursue a doctorate in nutrition and endocrinology in America. She soon became an active civil rights crusader while studying at UC Berkeley.
Those walks along the beach in India really planted something in my mind and created a commitment in me before I even realized it. That has led me to where I am today.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Let's win well. Donald Trump, on the other hand,
The background.
has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Eating that up.
So it's only right in the birthplace of the culture. It's also the same place to launch the first African-American woman to run for president.
The first what?
Yeah, we changing the culture again.
No, the fuck we ain't.
So if you never voted before, make sure you get out and vote right now, because it's the real one.
Entire life. This was absolutely disrespectful. It was absolutely disgraceful to people of color. Is this really what she thinks would sway the younger generation's votes? Bro, people need to look into Kamala Harris's background, okay? The people who she allowed to be locked up under her representation in the state of California, her involvement in BLM alone. And then she wanted to act ghetto. Bitch, don't even act like you don't have no white picket fence fucking house and a white husband. I mean, Candace Owens tried to tell all of you, but nobody wanted to listen. Everybody wanted to call Candace Owens racist, but Kamala Harris is literally the epitome of racism, people. And then she wanted to criticize Trump for border security? What? For 4 years, you have literally been the czar of border security. And yet, in those 4 years, you, in the administration that you work with, has allowed millions of undocumented migrants to cross legally into this country. But you want to talk about protecting women's rights? That is so contradicting, dude. Can you imagine every other nation's leaders looking from the outside in right now? We have literally become the laughingstock of the entire world. And then to have Quavo speak on your behalf, are we being serious right now? To have him say that she stands on business. Oh, she stands on business, all right. She also steps on other people's freedom as well. But like I said, nobody wants to talk about that, right? If you are a black person in America, okay, and hear me out, and you're still somehow looking forward to voting for Kamala, I really think you need to rethink your reality. I think you need to research into her history for yourself, okay? I think you need to learn how to form your own opinion for yourself, okay? Because the mockery is being shoved down your throat at this point.
Okay, so what we're gonna cook today
Okay.
is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
Hypothetical.
See, just embrace it, right? Embrace it. Don't come lie to a whole race of people and get their hopes up. Hopefully she doesn't, because we fell for that trick back in 2008. We fell for that trick with Joe Biden. Not me, but the majority fell for that trick with Joe Biden, right? You guys got your chance. She was vice president. Look at the border. She was in charge of the border. But not only that, look at what the world shapes in, what America shapes in. Don't forget that just 5 months ago, the inflation and all that. Don't forget that, y'all. Don't forget that.
Kamala Harris ends up being the next president.
I'm concerned.
What happens with this relationship?
I'm very
Israel?
concerned. I am extremely concerned. I'm concerned. I am concerned. I'm concerned about, I'm concerned. I'm not voting for Kamala Harris. I'm not voting for, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. And
why?
Because I can't support a party that is about all this bullshit. And, you know, a couple of weeks ago, Bibi Netanyahu, I don't care what people think of the Prime Minister of Israel. While there's 8 American hostages in Gaza, they didn't show up. Proudly, Bernie and the Burnouts, the Squad, and all these race hustling con artists, 2-bit shell game bullshit. You know, they're they're race hustlers. And they weaponize it to a point where it's dangerous. And they didn't show up proudly to hear the prime minister. I don't care, again, what you think of him, to hear him speak while America's greatest ally, whether you like it or not. Israel's America's greatest ally. You don't show up while we're under siege from not just Hamas, these fucking gang-banging criminal Gestapo mob fucks, but all these other proxies from Iran. Like, this isn't just about Israel. Like, this is, you know, Iran, they want the whole thing. And to not show up and to not hear the man speak, when there's 8 reasons are enough for me to go hear him speak.
Gosh.
And it's just crazy to me. And Sage, listen, I didn't care about any of this shit as much as I would love to be talking to you about when Doc Rivers and the Orlando Magic and all this stuff, like there's so many sports things that I would love to talk to you about, but like it's just like you get a little older, you start to go, what the hell is going on here?
They're such race hustlers that in 2020 they had so many people going out rioting, stealing banners at NFL games, NBA floors painted, right? And what came from that? Stole a bunch of money from the people. All that money that people were donating went nowhere. These celebrities telling you to donate to them, where'd that money go? Mansions in the Hollywood Hills, right? And nobody cares. Nobody cared. Nobody said anything. I don't get it, y'all. I just don't. We're almost done. We're almost done.
To go vote for Kamala Harris right now. Sorry, I just want to make sure my black listeners know that they should vote for her. And apparently the only way they can understand why they should vote for her is if I speak in Ebonics. So again, I'm going to just keep that going. Girl, whew, thank goodness we have upon us a strong black candidate. So here's the deal. You have Kamala Harris, and she was throughout her entire political life a very proud Indian woman. And that makes sense because in case you didn't know this, Kamala Harris, despite being some percentage of black, her father is not fully black, her mother is fully Indian. She grew up with just her mother because her parents divorced when she was either 4 or 7, when she was very young. You know, she wouldn't have quite memory of her father. That's why she doesn't speak about her black father. So it is an absolute absurdity to suggest that Kamala Harris grew up in an environment where she was being impacted by black culture. I'll show you a couple of pictures of her, by the way, growing up. There she is. This is her as an adult, obviously, with her mother, and perhaps, I'm guessing, her sister, not entirely sure. Here is another photo of Kamala Harris with her mother, and her mother looks very Indian to me. Her mother looks like Princess Jasmine, exactly like Princess Jasmine's hairstyle, right? Here she is. Yep, traditional Indian upbringing that Kamala Harris had. And I want to be clear, Kamala Harris, like I said, loved being an Indian woman because it helped her when she was running for various positions. And when she became a senator, she got to applaud the fact that she was the first Indian American. She was so proud of her heritage as an Indian her entire life.
Just embrace it. That's all I'm saying. Just embrace it. Maybe you'd get my respect a little bit.
This is how she was running.
Right? Instead of lying.
California's Kamala Harris is the first Indian American U.S. senator.
And California's Attorney General Kamala Harris has
crooked history as
she won the U.S. Senate seat from the state, becoming the first
Indian
American to achieve this feat.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
I think she was speaking a different language. She was very excited. Anyways, that was Kamala Harris before she found out that she had to go black. She had to go black.
Crypto people aren't just in it to make a buck. They're in it to change the world forever. These are not shallow people. These are people who can answer every single question except who was Satoshi, which they don't answer. Someone should answer that. Nope. I think we know. Anyway, in fact, I have a friend who's probably sitting here who told me he did know, but I don't believe him. And I don't care if it was the CIA. It doesn't matter. The idea is still a great idea. Obviously, it was the CIA. I think we all know that. It's like Signal. They got there first. It's a honey trap.
It's Doja Cat. I got a lot of comments saying that was not Lady Gaga. That's Doja Cat. That's Doja Cat right there. That's who she was imitating. Fuck all that.
Did y'all see this video about a guy getting a letter about a selective draft? You wanna know why? We'll come right back to this. What happened to Israel a few months ago is about to happen again as Iran just raised the red flag of revenge. Much more happened than just the bombing in Lebanon. Just hours after Hamas's political leader was taken out in Iran, now we have the commander of the IRGC was assassinated in Syria. And now Iran's supreme leader has issued an order for Iran to strike Israel directly. This will be a combination of Hezbollah, Hamas, and Iran all at the same time.
Popping off.
So what you saw last time was nothing in comparison to what's coming now. Meanwhile, Netanyahu is saying that they want no negotiations. And right after the strike of Lebanon, the U.S. sent 2,500 Marines and a whole bunch of warships over to that area. And just like a few months ago, now we're having Selective Services letters sent out to U.S. citizens. This video should really be a lot longer so I can show you all the analyzations, everything that's happened. But I'm just going to keep it simple. Get ready. Check this out.
I don't know if any of you guys got this in the mail, but I got this today. Selective Service system. I guess, guys, we're going to war. Failure to comply with these requirements is a violation of the Military Selective Service Act. The maximum penalty for a violation of this act is $250,000 fine or 5 years in prison or both.
There are people who are saying that the human resonance is off the scale. Normally it's 7.83 cycles per second, which is the heartbeat of the earth, which is why we should walk barefoot. It grounds us. And then we are in sync with the pulse of the earth, the heartbeat of the earth. The sun has been doing strange things, and there are other planets that are affecting our solar system, and all of those create new energies, which drives the human resonance bonkers. Some have measured it at 11 and 16 and higher cycles per second, you see? So that must have an effect on people, some more so than others. Some don't feel anything at all.
Oh, look at that one. Oh my goodness. That one's crazy. Oh.
Those big old hells. Like what, tennis balls? Look at their house. That's like the movie Signs. But it's creepy out there at night. I bet they see some UFOs.
A lot of you guys see the news and you see what's happening in Texas, but I can tell you, as horrific as that last video was of 300 individuals that stormed an area in El Paso, that same weekend, there was over 3,000 that came across Arizona. But you don't see that because a lot of the media is not able to go down there and they don't see what's happening on the Tohono O'odham reservation. The majority of the agents are stuck in processing centers, and although that is part of their job, enforcing our nation's border also happens to be part of their job, and they're not able to do that because of the policies of the current administration. According to reports, they're estimating in Tucson sector, they're looking at 200 gotaways a day. But that's just an estimate because, as I said, they're using different methods not to be apprehended. They're also using different methods not to be detected. And that's something that we continue to see. You don't see what's happening in Arizona because a lot of the media doesn't show it to you. The focus is somewhere else. But I can tell you, Tucson continues to be at the top of the list with apprehensions. It continues to be at the top of the list with gotaways. And the gotaways are the one thing that really should scare everybody. It is so easy to come into the United States right now, even in between the ports, turn yourself into law enforcement, ask for asylum, and you know you're going to get released. So ask yourself, what could be the intentions of the individuals that are going the extra steps not to get detected and not to be apprehended? And that's the huge problem.
Like I said before in a video, my girlfriend does, I don't know what she does. She's kind of like, you know, the middleman for the judge, right? Like a deporting judge. I forgot the word that they use, but people come from all over. Young men, mostly young men I see. I rarely see a woman on there, but not always the judge lets them through, but sometimes judge lets them through. They're running from cartel. They're running from warlords, raping, all those. I hear all those stories. She has to find the interpreter because they're from all over the world. And they let some through. They don't let a lot through, though. I'm not going to say they let everybody through. Sit here and lie to you guys. They're letting hundreds of people through. I rarely see. I see, like, damn, do they ever let people through? Like, this judge, like, gets them all excited. It's asking them how their day's going. And then, okay, denied. Bye. Back to your country. But, yeah, they let some through. I can't wait to get that green screen. I'm sick of that.
the Olympics is a giant scam. There's two things going on simultaneously, okay? You have the best athletes in the world participating in their disciplines. That's happening. And then on top of that, you have enormous amounts of money being made, and none of it's going to the athletes. It is a giant scam. So the kind of people that are putting together that ridiculous opening ceremony where you got a bunch of drag queens and the Last Supper and all that.
Yeah, well, I didn't understand that.
Nobody understands it because it's not made by athletes. It's not made by the Olympics. It's made by the people that are in charge of putting the Olympics out. So they're the ones who are reaping all the money and sucking all the cash out of these athletes.
Got it.
Not only do they do that, but then they'll go to places like Brazil. And so if it's going to be in Brazil, they build this fucking enormous place for it to participate in, all the different arenas where different people do their things. And then after that, nothing.
Yeah.
So, and then all the people there who are poor are like, hey, where the fuck did this money come from? And why didn't you just spend it on the community? Why did you do this?
Yeah.
Why'd you do this for volleyball? Like, is volleyball that fucking important that you didn't like use that money to like help people?
Yeah, that's
bizarre.
That sucks.
The money they make is astronomical. The Olympics makes billions and billions of money in television revenue and advertising revenue, and they don't give any of it to the athletes. So
there's nobody in the driver's
Old
seat
game.
of that car. Wait, stop! There's no one driving that Tesla. And that van couldn't see it behind. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Oh my god. I don't know what it sees, but it won't turn now. Is there somebody in it? That's creepy. Okay. That's creepy. That's creepy. It's literally driving itself right now. No, like that's taking the self-driving. Ice driving a dog around. Nobody in that car. No.
By the way,
it's a trip right now, but that's going to be the new normal. People are going to send their cars like, okay, go pick up my groceries. I'm going to chill at home. Like, we already have groceries getting delivered to us. We already go pick up groceries out front of the grocery store. Like, eventually, people are going to send their car like, okay, go get me McDonald's. Program it, the address, GPS, boom. It's going to go get the food, bring it back, park in the garage, plug itself in. That's where it's going. I mean, look how crazy it sounds to have a house phone, a landline in your house, right? Remember when we were little? We had the landline with the long cord, right? That's where it's going.
when they ask at the store, do you want to round up or do you want to give money or don't do it. It's them for their tax bill.
Yeah, it's
don't
literally so they pay less in their income taxes.
Yeah,
and their,
it's
yeah,
such a scam.
Taxes. Yeah.
Take your
That's
money and give
crazy.
it directly to a person.
Yeah, the problem is sometimes I hit like the person at PetSmart with that speech, and,
I know, and
they're not
they don't
ready
care.
for it.
I know.
Where I'm like, it's not that I don't care about animals; it's that I don't care about PetSmart and how much taxes they're paying.
They're trying to
save. I'm not trying to offset their tax bill.
Yeah, but if you can help people directly,
that's
something else.
Yeah.
My thing, I always tell people, not always, but you know, if they bring it up, like, I always say, you want to change the world? You want the world to change? Let me show you how to do that in one split, simple second. Checking out at PetSmart, would you like to donate $1 to help these pets? No. PetSmart should take $1 out of my $80 I spent for this dog food. PetSmart takes $79 and give $1 away to everybody, everywhere. Walmart, Target, PetSmart, Petco, Best Buy, everywhere. If they all did that, round up your change at McDonald's. Would you like to round up your change for the Ronald McDonald? Why doesn't McDonald's round up our change? We just spent $20 on a Big Mac fry and a soda. Why don't you round it up, McDonald's? And that's when the world would change. But unfortunately, it wouldn't, because they would take all that money and keep it for themselves. But that's how the world can change overnight. I really believe so.
Now, the commentator just said it has been illegal for the last 100 years for anyone to swim in this river. And a few days ago, no one was allowed in it because of the level of pollution. And now they're having the Olympics in it?
I mean, one example is fucking the Las Vegas shooting, right? I don't know if you guys are following that live, but
FBI just put out some new stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, why are we just releasing this stuff willy nilly?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're just, it's almost like they're throwing like little breadcrumbs. Like Mike said, you're looking this way, and they're like, you drop some food, and you're like, oh, you know, and you're like, go that way, you know, and that's how they can keep you going for, you know, maybe a couple days and digging into it. I mean, Vegas was a weird situation because, you know, there's from remembering it and me going on to, I think it was Snapchat that night and watching different angles and videos from cell phones. I mean, clearly there was more than one person there.
Bro, thank you for saying that. Yeah, man. You could hear shots being fired after the full auto rifle was already, you know, spraying. And it's weird because we saw that before it was even broadcasted and used. It was even recorded, which you can't beat. You know, it's here's the truth, interpret it how you want it. I'm not going to put any kind of spin on it. You know, see it for how you take it, kind of.
The craziest thing from that night is I heard from people that were actually
Dan Blazarian saying, "Give me a gun."
That was stupid. Like, you know who I am? I was like, no, get the fuck out of here. That guy. I'm so glad that guy's irrelevant now. But anyways, no, the weird thing of what I heard of people that were actually at the event that night is that people would look at them and laugh and be like, and they would say,
"You're gonna die
tonight." Yeah,
that's bizarre.
It's like it was bizarre, and it's a lot of things, but there was for sure more than one shoot.
I would like to dive a little deeper into that Vegas. You hear so much crazy stuff, all these cameras that didn't catch nothing, and I would like to dive a little bit deeper into that Vegas massacre that happened, right? There is a glitch with this. Sorry, guys. We got to get this fixed.
Anybody know how much it costs to make this beautiful product in China? Anybody want to take a guess? It's the iPhone 14. $100? Okay, I'll take one more guess. 300. So I got 99 guess. I got 100 guess. I got a 300 guess. You ready for the answer? $10.
The big one, shall we say? Right, go! Holy shit! Right, a bit of meat. Look at all that meat. Oh wow! Where they come from nowhere? Wow!
That's a lot of sharks. Big boys too. The ocean's crazy.
It's amazing.
Wow.
We were supposed to get... Why are they hiding this? Look at all these huge buildings in Italy. Do you actually believe normal humans built them? And why are there giant tombs in Italy that nobody speaks about? There's an unbelievable explanation for these huge structures, and it's going to shock you. The island of Sardinia was not just a home to ancient people, it was inhabited by giants. But here's what's crazy. In ancient texts, there are references to huge beings, which says, the giants walked the island and built massive stone towers. This is where things get scary. Hidden reports suggest gigantic human-like bones have been discovered in these tombs. Mainstream archaeology says these bones are the Nuragic people, but some believe they are the remains of an ancient race of giants. These giants are linked to a civilization called the Nuragics, which lived between 1900 and 730 BCE. They built the Nuragis, which are large stone towers Service and the amazing Giants' Tombs. The Giants' Tombs, or Tombe dei Giganti, are megalithic graves found all over Sardinia even today. Local legends speak of giants having enormous strength and advanced knowledge. They constructed the Nuragis and other megalithic structures easily. But once these connections were discovered, the true story was buried to protect conventional history.
This man shapeshifted into a dog on live television. Okay, check this out. This is when the transformation begins. Check this out. There's no way. There's no way. Look at this. It's a dog. What? Explain.
The Wizard of Oz. Fortunately, it was very far in the distance, and it wasn't even noticed at the time of the release. It wasn't until some real true blue film buffs who watched the movie enough times happened to notice it one day.
There's a conspiracy within the Wizard of Oz that a Monkin hung himself in the background during one of the scenes.
You see it right there on film on certain copies.
Like, what the fuck's going on over there?
It's not on every copy. You have to have the collector's editions. This is the one you want to own because this is the only place to actually see the original hanging Munchkin footage. And of course, it's priceless. So I was very, very glad to acquire it from this dealer.
Did he know what he had?
Oh, no, he didn't know what he had. If he knew what he had, he wouldn't have sold it to me. That we know to be the truth. Now, this is an edition that collectors love also. It's the 50th anniversary edition. Unfortunately, with this, they did find the alternate footage with the bird from the LA Zoo, and they replaced the hanging Munchkin footage with that footage.
We tried to get like the original copy. It's the oldest copy we found. It's literally VHS. And like I said, this is the remastered version. Now they say it's a bird. And in the original version, it straight up looks like a Munchkin. Like a Munchkin. Munchkin.
I'm going to show you both versions of the Wizard of Oz, of the hanging Munchkin scene, which is one of the most iconic in Wizard of Oz history, if not motion picture history. All right, here we go. We're off to see the wizard. Now, you see that? That's the bird. Let me freeze this.
Well, don't zoom out now.
See what is obviously an exotic bird, like an emu. They found a big exotic bird. I don't know what the breed was, but it was a similar size to the Munchkin. They put that bird in the same corner of the room. This was soundstage number 2. And they shot the same scene, but with the bird flapping around, and replaced it in most prints, except for the print that leaked out. And this is the one collectors want to see. This is the suicide of the anonymous Munchkin. Never been identified, never will be. There! Dead. His neck is snapped instantly in a hanging, so. Look at that, swinging back and forth, dead. People have shared the footage on YouTube and some of these sorts of bootleg sites.
There you have it, y'all. Be on the lookout for that DVD or that VHS at the thrift shop. You'll be surprised what you find at thrift shops. Find you a quick little flip, buy that for $3, sell it for, I don't know, 1,000. But anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. I can't wait for that green screen to come in. I'm so tired of sitting so close to my desk and not being able to move around and lean back. And today's the last day of this, y'all. Tomorrow, hopefully the green screen is what I think is going to be. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. If you made it this far, leave a like, comment. If you're new, daily uploads-ish. Subscribe to your boy, y'all. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good Thursday. Later.